apology's a reset. Break your heart, then ask you to forget. They wear the crown of innocence like it's just a hat. While the hurt you carry, they never look at. They disappear, come back with many dudes, thinking apology's a reset. Break your heart, then ask you to forget. They wear the crown of innocence like it's just a hat. While the hurt you carry, they never look at. They disappear, come back with many dudes.
Hello, everyone. I apologize for being late. I have to do the dishes and stuff. But yeah, welcome to today's live stream. This is this is not going to be a very long live stream, but yeah, I wanted to talk about this for a long time. Well, when the story came out, I wanted to talk about this, because I found out about this story. I think it was early this month or it was last month. And this story is about a woman named Moneque Cook who was found frozen to death outside behind a dumpster. And I began to think that something is not adding up to this. Someone did something to her, but and then like the police went on ahead and said that, she decided to, like, I don't remember what was said, but they claimed that she was homeless and froze to death. But to me, it seemed kind of off. It kind of off-putting, because here's the thing. And I have like 3 videos to show y'all about this case. And in those videos, it's what I found out is that something else is going on. Someone unalived her. Now, first I'm going to show y'all this, and then I'm going to show y'all the video.
Who's thinking apology's a reset. Break your heart, then ask you to forget. They wear the crown of innocence like it's just a hat. While the hurt you carry, they never look at. They disappear, come back with many dudes thinking apology's a reset. Break your heart, then ask you to forget. They wear the crown of innocence like it's just a hat. While the hurt you carry, they never look at. They disappear, come back with many dudes.
Yeah, and everything that was said in that short 20-second video was true. Now I'm gonna show y'all the video of the case of Moneque Cook, because in my opinion, I think someone unalived her.
Now, these dangerously cold temperatures are already leading to a heartbreaking discovery in downtown Mount Clemens.
And it's proof of just how threatening this weather truly is. A homeless woman was found unresponsive behind a building in the bitter cold. She was declared dead at the hospital.
7 News Detroit reporter Randy Wembley is in Mount Clemens, listening to nonprofit leaders fueling urgent calls for action, and a city commissioner now on a mission to prevent future tragedies.
Yes, right back here behind this priority waste dumpster with no shoes in it.
This is where a waste disposal driver made a grim discovery, finding 53-year-old Moneque Cook while emptying a dumpster. It happened early Tuesday morning behind Shane Giannino's building on North Main Street in Mount Clemens. Cook was found barefoot and unresponsive, exposed to the elements. She was rushed to a nearby hospital where she was pronounced dead.
This really needs to be a wake-up call, you know, because even tomorrow's even going to be colder.
The tragedy is now raising urgent concerns about the plight of the unhoused as temperatures nosedive to the coldest we've seen this winter.
Mount Clemens has the largest concentration in the county of unhoused individuals.
City Commissioner Spencer Calhoun is leading a newly formed task force aimed at addressing homelessness in Mount Clemens. The effort will rely in part on data gathered during the county's point-in-time count and annual census of the homeless.
There's no easy solution to the issue of homelessness. What I do know is not another person should die on our streets.
April Fiddler and Scott Joy are from McCrest, a homeless services agency in Mount Clemens. They say their shelter is already at capacity as the need continues to grow.
The issue is there's not enough funding to provide all the services needed for emergency services during this time of year.
Securing more funding is a priority Macomb County Commissioner Michael Howard says he's committed to, arguing it's not just compassionate, but practical.
It actually costs the county more when someone passes away in the cold or when someone is homeless on the street. It's a greater burden on the county financially than for us to actually step in and be proactive with our resources.
Moneque Cook's family says she was loved and cared for, and they did all they could to help her get back on her feet.
Macomb County Sheriff's Office says the investigation into Cook's death is ongoing. In the meantime, if you or someone you know needs somewhere warm to go, head to our website, wxyz.com, for a list of resources. In Mount Clemens, I'm Randy Wembley, 7 News Detroit.
And we're definitely thinking about her family tonight. Thank you, Randy. Now, if you or someone you know is in need of a warm place to stay, we have a list of dozens of warming centers in Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb counties right now at wxyz.com.
Now, that was different because now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show y'all another video that is saying differently. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I think I found it. I think I found it. And right now we are about to go ahead and we're about to listen to the video. Here we go.
About a woman who was found dead in the cold. Macomb County Sheriff investigators suggested she died from exposure.
But tonight, the family of Moneque Cook is opening up to us about the final hours leading up to her death.
7 News Detroit reporter Randy Wembley sitting down with them tonight as they share their heartache and questions they hope someone will soon be able to answer.
The Macomb County Medical Examiner's Office is still working to determine how exactly Moneque Cook died.
No shoes, no coat, laying on her back. She would never lay down and die in the freezing cold. That is not my mother. That's not of her character.
Antonia Cook says the circumstances surrounding her mother's death do not add up. According to the family, the 53-year-old left her sister's East Point home in the middle of the night Monday to go be with a friend in Mount Clemens. A priority waste driver discovered Cook's body behind this building early Tuesday morning.
I believe that they were maybe having a drink or something together. That's what they did. And something happened in between that time.
Antonia says her mother's face was swollen and her lip was split.
She didn't leave her sister's house like that.
She and 2 of her sisters went to the scene after their mother was found and say some of her belongings were still there.
There's a pair of pants that have blood on them, and the knees have drag marks on them.
They need to come get this evidence that my niece and them went up there and got, that they left on the scene.
Yeah, my niece had to jump in the dumpster and got my sister's stuff.
And asked for Cook's friend.
He hasn't showed his face, reached out to anybody. Nothing.
The Macomb County Medical Examiner's Office says Cook's autopsy results are still pending and the toxicology analysis is underway. Cook's death raised urgent concerns about the plight of the unhoused as temperatures dropped to the coldest of the season. But her family says she was not homeless, but rather a woman who fell on hard times and would stay with different family members as they helped her get back on her feet.
They put her off as just a homeless woman died behind a dumpster, and that is not Moneque's story.
Now, as the family waits for answers, they hold on to memories.
My mother is love. Love. So sweet. We'll give anybody anything.
The Macomb County Sheriff's Office says this remains an active investigation, and Cook's family says until they get answers, they're left waiting for the closure they desperately need. I'm Randy Wembley, 7 News Detroit.
All right, Randy, some very interesting details there.
Yeah, because to me, when I saw that video, I was like, wow, something is really not adding up to, the claims that she was homeless and stuff. Something really isn't adding up. And as one of the family members said, she would is that Moneque Cook wouldn't, be a homeless woman. She would stay with different family members, but the friend hadn't said nothing. They hadn't said anything. I mean, he hadn't said anything, which means and not only that, but you take in the fact that they found her belongings in the dumpster. That's when you really have to ask yourself is this question. If she she was homeless and everything, then why did the family find her belongings in a dumpster? And how come within that video the family said differently? In my opinion, I'm starting to believe that well, this is me personally. I believe that the friend did. Because the friend hasn't, and he hasn't came out and, yet and defended himself. But something tells me he did it. Her friend, whether it's he or she, did this to Moneque. And again, it's just messed up, And at the And, you know, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, it really is messed up. And this is really just messed up in real time, because when you think about it, and it really is sad, because this is just, God, it really is messed up, you know. And at the end of the day, it's like, and I do believe that her her friend, whoever it is, I do believe he or she did this to Moneque Cook. I really do think that. Because, again, what the family said was that she was hold on, let me play the video again. I'm gonna go ahead and play the video again. Let me find the video. Okay, everyone, listen to the video of her family who has unanswered questions.
About a woman who was found dead in the cold. Macomb County Sheriff investigators suggested she died from exposure.
But tonight, the family of Moneque Cook is opening up to us about the final hours leading up to her death.
7 News Detroit reporter Randy Wembley sitting down with them tonight as they share their heartache and questions they hope someone will soon be able to answer.
The Macomb County Medical Examiner's Office is still working to determine how exactly Moneque Cook died.
No shoes, no coat, laying on her back. She would never lay down and die in the freezing cold. That is not my mother. That's not of her character.
Antonia Cook says the circumstances surrounding her mother's death do not add up. According to the family, the 53-year-old left her sister's East Point home in the middle of the night Monday to go be with a friend in Mount Clemens. A priority waste driver discovered Cook's body behind this building early Tuesday morning.
I believe that they were maybe having a drink or something together. That's what they did. And something happened in between that time.
Antonia says her mother's face was swollen and her lip was split.
She didn't leave her sister's house like that.
She and 2 of her sisters went to the scene after their mother was found and say some of her belongings were still there.
There's a pair of pants that have blood on them, and the knees have drag marks on them.
They need to come get this evidence that my niece and them went up there and got, that they left on the scene.
Yeah, my niece had to jump in the dumpster and got my sister's stuff.
And asked for Cook's friend.
He hasn't showed his face, reached out to anybody, Nothing.
The Macomb County Medical Examiner's Office says Cook's autopsy results are still pending and the toxicology analysis is underway. Cook's death raised urgent concerns about the plight of the unhoused as temperatures dropped to the coldest of the season. But her family says she was not homeless, but rather a woman who fell on hard times and would stay with different family members as they helped her get back on her feet.
They put her off as just a homeless woman died behind a dumpster, and that is not Moneque's story.
Now, as the family waits for answers, they hold on to memories.
My mother is love. Love. So sweet. Would give anybody anything.
The Macomb County Sheriff's Office says this remains an active investigation, and Cook's family says until they get answers, they're left waiting for the closure they desperately need. I'm Randy Wembley, 7 News Detroit.
All right, Randy, some very interesting details there.
And you know what? I'm going to say this. Her friend unalived her and then went on ahead and decided to make it seem as if she froze to death outside near a dumpster. Her friend did that. And his friend is not talking, her friend is not talking. He's not talking. And matter of fact, it's like somehow I'm beginning to think it's the Alicia Watts case all over again. That's what I'm starting to think. Because the same thing happened to Alicia Watts. Even though, it was during the summer month of 2023 when Alicia went missing. They later found her in a rural area. Well, they found her in a shallow grave in the back of a church. In this case right here, they found Moneque frozen to death outside. Her face was swollen and her lip had a slit on it, and someone slit her lip. I'm beginning to think that her friend unalived her. Think about, go back and look at all those cases of friends of certain people, that just was unalived, and then all of a sudden that friend or someone that person was in love with have unalived her. Think about and look at all the cases, look at all the black femicide cases. Alright? Now, it's true in those black femicide cases, yes, there are men of other races who would unalive a black woman too, but mostly you will see the woman being unalived by someone within our community. And that's the thing about it. At the end of the day, we have to, uh, these cases has to be talked about. It has to, because in every case, in every single one of these cases, there are clues that are being left behind. And again, at the end of the day, it's messed up and wrong, that this keeps happening. And I believe there should be a full investigation. It is an investigation into her death. And from what we heard within that video, the family said that she wouldn't just, freeze to death on her out there. She wouldn't do that. Which means her friend did something to her. And he's not talking. That and that alone sounds weird. And it makes the friend look suspect. It really does. I'm going to go ahead and say I hope the family gets the answers that they're looking for, and I hope that the police do a thorough investigation, not just half ass the investigation, because too many cases of black women being unalived. And then, you have some of them that would legitimately get solved, but it would take a long time for it to be solved until they get, until they get the perpetrator alone and start asking questions, or and stuff like that. But yeah, the people out there in Detroit, they need to do a thorough investigation. Do not do what the DOJ is doing with the Epstein files. Actually investigate this case, because Moneque Cook wouldn't do this to herself. In that second video that I've shown, after the first video, I know that she wouldn't do this to herself. Yo, Jose, what's up? But yeah, this is insane. This right here, it's insane, because, like I said, ain't no way that she went out there and froze herself to death. Ain't no way she did that. No, her friend did something to her. That's the thing about it. And I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna say this. There needs to be a full investigation on this. And honestly, the police should go talk to the friend. because again, they already talked. The interviewer already talked to the family. Now, I think the investigators needs to talk to the family, and then they need to go and find the friend that she was with and ask him questions. And like I said with the Jennifer Johnson's case, this keeps happening time and time again. And I'm going to say this. Something tells me that her friend was involved in what happened to her. Something is telling me that he was. R.I.P. to Moneque Cook. And like I said, I hope the family gets the answers that they're looking for. And right now, there's the link if anyone wants to come up here and talk about this case. And yeah, so it's sad. It really is. And it seems like a lot of black women are having their lives taken. And again, at the end of the day, when it really comes down to it, black women, you know, they are unprotected. And you see a lot in this case and so many others that I've covered. It's like I said, it really is. It's really sad at this, and you know, at this point in time, I'm starting to believe that, you know, it's stories like these that, you know, that, you know, it really makes me think that, again, even it's like you don't know the people who you hang around with, and that's the sad part of the story right here. But yeah, again, we have a story of another black woman who had their life taken from them. And then just went on ahead and pretend. And then, the perpetrator, he just went on ahead, and pretend that, she unalived herself, which is not true. And not only that, but the investigators need to do a real and thorough investigation. Because, like I said before, there ain't no way, well, ain't no way that she unalived herself. No, her friend did this. And it's weird that no one is talking about it. It really is. Well, I would say it's really suspicious that her friend isn't talking. I find that very suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put the link in the chat, so if anyone wants to come up and discuss this case right here. Yeah, here's the link. And this is one of the reasons why again, every time I cover the black femicide stories, I start to see what black women have been talking about for years now. For years, they've been saying that, black women are being unalived, and it's true. They have been, black women who have been unalived by their significant other. And there have been people who were unalived, by, their friends or people they know. Which in the ends of itself is sad. And like I said, in this point in time, is what happened to Moneque Cook is messed up and wrong. And I'm not going to deny this, but something And I'm going to say it because it needs to be said. Something is not right about this case at all. Something's not right about it. It's not. But yeah, as of right now, yeah, the case is ongoing, and yeah, the case is still ongoing, and I'm still, I still say that the investigators should start investigating the friend, they should start investigating him because at this point they should legitimately, go ahead and start investigating the friend because as of right now, the friend is not saying anything. So it's time for the justice system to do their job. It's time. But yeah, and with that being said, I want to say thank y'all for coming to the live stream. Again, it's not going to be a long live stream. I've said that already. And again, at this point in time, this is why I said at the end of my lives, make sure to call on your loved one and make sure that he or she is okay, because you never know when something like this will happen. You never know when this will happen. But yeah, sometimes stuff happens, and it's like it really is sad though. It really is. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say my final thoughts about this. I believe that it's time that the justice system changes. And You know, this is why voting is important. You know, because at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, and you know, I'm going to say this because at the end of the day, it needs to be said. You know, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, it's time. It's time. It really is. Um, PM, do not make a mess. I'm so. I apologize, everyone. I have to take my brother to the bathroom. But yeah, like I was saying, it's really messed up. Um, oh, and I had to come in the bathroom to make sure he didn't make a mess. But yeah, um, I want to go ahead and say that it's important to call on your loved ones and ask them if they're okay, because again, you never know when something like this will happen to them and everything else. But yeah, like I said, this is I mean, yeah, but like I said, this wasn't going to be a long live stream. I want to thank everyone for coming to the stream. Make sure to like, comment, share this live stream, and also subscribe to the channel and make sure you're notified whenever I go live. I will be dropping the videos and YouTube shorts uh next week. After this live stream, I will be dropping a YouTube short. So yeah. Anyways, I hope y'all have a good rest of your Saturday, and I will see y'all again on the. Oh, let me. will be live again on the 21st of this month. So I hope everyone have a good rest of your weekend, and until next time, peace.